Okay, you guys, so to accompany my rice with red kidney beans, I will be doing fried pork ribs, okay? And they're boneless, by the way. They come pre-cut at your local supermarket, so it just eliminates a lot of the mess and the cutting and, so anything that's easy for you to make, go for it. Okay, so I will be using some ingredients that actually give it a good taste, okay? Now, please know that for those who are not too good with eating pork, meaning that they love pork, it's just they can't eat it because it doesn't settle well with them, just remember to add some type of citrus, meaning some bitter orange, some lemon, some lime, and let it marinate in that for a little bit because it does cure a lot of the fats in the pork and it does give it a better taste, okay? So always remember that. I know people who just go and put pork on the grill and then they're complaining that it didn't settle well with them. That's why. You just add some type of citrus to it before you cook it. And also, even for in my case, when I do fried pork, I do make like this citrus salad to go over the fried pork. So it helps so much. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, you guys, so before I fry my pork, I'm going to pour in about, I would say maybe 2 cups of peanut oil, okay? This is what I like to use to fry everything, okay? I stay away from the canola and the vegetable oil. I do prefer peanut oil, okay? And it's pretty much just to cover the meat when you do start to fry it, okay? Okay, so you're gonna let the heat come up to about 350 degrees, okay, before you start to fry the meat. Okay, now just remember that since you did leave the meat marinating overnight, it's gonna splash a little bit, so just be mindful of that. For those of you who are scared of that little crazy noise and the little splashes of oil, just keep that in mind. Some people will drain the meat out and just let it kind of dry off a little bit, so it's up to you, okay? So as you can see, I do have the pork here, so I'm going to start seasoning it up a little bit, okay? And this is the tropical seasoning that I was talking about, okay? It does have a lot of salt, so try not to go too crazy with it, okay? And then, as you can see, the adobo, you're gonna do a little bit of that as well, okay? Don't go too crazy with it because you don't want it to come out extremely salty and then you won't be able to eat it, okay? So now you're gonna start mixing the meat, okay, until everything is blended, very well, okay? And if you see, when you let it marinate overnight, the citrus actually even cooks some of the pork, okay? It does. So keep that in mind. So if you see like some white spots on it, no, it's not bad. It's just that the acid from the bitter orange has actually cooked the meat, okay? Now, these pieces of pork are pretty large size, okay? And it all depends on how your family likes it. In my family, they like them cut a little smaller, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start chopping it up a little, into small bite-sized pieces. Not bite-sized, but just a decent size to where you're not chewing on meat for like 5 hours. All right, so I'm gonna chop up pretty much all this into cubes to then fry, okay? Okay, you guys, so now that the heat is up to the temperature that is needed, we are going to start putting in the pork cubes piece by piece, okay? Just remember, if you are not a fan of having oil splash on you, just use some tongs to start putting the meat in, okay?